So the premise of Kids on the Slope follows Kaoru Nishimi, who after moving to a new place to attend high school, builds an unlikely bond and friendship with Sentaro Kawabuchi, who is this bad boy and jazz enthusiast. And together they jam out, bond, and grow on the up and down slope that is life. Now, a lot of people have told me to watch this anime, including my co-host Nahika and my special guest Roberto, who came on my radio show very often. They talked so fondly about this anime. And some of my subscribers as well, like Rick, Bay, and Yummy Cake 1211, they all have asked me to watch this anime and talked how great it is. And I'm not gonna lie, it is really good. I mean, it's touching, it's realistic, it's relatable, it's funny. It's the most realistic depiction of real life that I've seen since Honey and Clover. I mean, the first thing that really stood out to me is that the animation is so serene, it's beautiful. And when they have their jam sessions, it really looks fluid, like the actions look so fluid. I mean, it really felt like they were jamming out. The story is so great, it's relatable and so down to earth. How it was so relatable to me is because just like Kaoru, when I was younger, I moved around a lot as well. And the whole anxiety of going to a new place and making new friends, it could weigh heavy on a person. And I loved how the anime played off of that in the first episode. You know, he felt alienated. He would have these anxiety attacks. I wouldn't say I had anxiety attacks, but I did feel alienated when I first moved to a new place. The music was so upbeat, so jazzy. It made me want to jam out a few times and start like playing the piano. And coincidentally, before I started watching this anime, I was watching a documentary on the history of jazz, which I guess kind of made me want to watch Kids on the Slope even more. But if you have Netflix and you love jazz or love documentaries, give that one a watch. But without a doubt, the greatest quality of this anime comes not from its music, not from its animation, but from its characters. Because these characters are the most relatable, realistic, and down-to-earth characters I've seen since Honey and Clover. I related so much to Kaoru, how he overthinks situations and how he feels like, oh, this person hates me now because I did this one thing, or how he felt alienated. Kaoru was the one character in this entire anime I related to the most. And his relationships with various people was handled very well, especially his relationship with Sen. You actually felt and were convinced that these two were like the best of friends. They cared for each other, they got into fights like real friends would, and I loved a certain issue that they kind of addressed in this anime about how you would feel like a friend of yours is becoming more friends with another person. I never seen that in an anime, and I loved how they addressed that. I related to that so much because there were moments in my life where I felt like a friend of mine was becoming more friends with somebody else and was ignoring me and neglecting me and he was gonna leave me behind. I related so much to that whole dilemma right there, and the way that they handle it, the way they address that, I felt like was perfect. Also, Kaoru's relationship with Ritsuko I felt was very dynamic, and I love the way that it ended actually, because normally it's a, not to spoil anything, but normally it's a happy ending, but the way that their relationship ends is more realistic in a sense. Sometimes in life, things don't work out the way you want to, and I loved how this anime addressed that harsh reality. Probably my favorite character in this entire anime is Brother June. I mean, he was slick, he was suave, he was cool, he's the guy that you wish you could be. And at first I thought he would just be like that, he'd just be the cool character that came into the anime, but no, his character also has depth, his character has relevance, his character has a development, and I thought that was really good. In fact, his development was very strong. Almost every character in this entire anime has strong development. I think the one character whose development was kind of weak was Pops. I mean, we see him, he plays his double bass, but we really don't know much of his backstory. Was he involved in World War II? By the way, this anime takes place in 1966, that's why I said that, but we don't really know much about Pops. He's just like that chill guy that jams out with the fellas now and again. And I know I said this anime shows a very realistic and harsh depiction of life, but that's not to say that it doesn't have its fair share of light moments. I mean, there were some hilarious moments that actually had me laughing really hard. Most of the funny moments to me was from Kaoru because I really related and felt his dilemma. I've been there before. And honestly, I have no real problems with this anime. There were some elements in the story that I wish they could have extended, like Kaoru and his mother's reunion. I really would have loved to see more of that and see them bond and kind of catch up on old times. They show it for a little bit, but I wanted more to it. But overall, Kids on the Slope is everything that I wanted it to be and more, with serene animation, catchy upbeat music that makes you want to dance and jam out, a compelling story, and characters that are so realistic and relatable, you empathize with everything that they're going through. And that's why I'm going to give this anime a 5 out of 5 stars. I believe that it is an epic masterpiece. But anyway, what did you guys think of this anime? Did you like it a lot? Or did you find it dull and repetitive and you've seen it all before, it's nothing special? And let me know, what is the most realistic anime that you've ever seen? Comment below, let me know.